Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I urge upon the world community and fervently request them to urgently support Bangladesh's mass uprising. Better late than never. The people of Bangladesh have now reached a point of no return. They are now determined to topple the heinous authoritarian mother of mafia Sheikh Hasina, which is going to kick off and get going from tomorrow onward. That means from 28 October 2023 onward. But despite being a heinous authoritarian, Mafia Hasina's government could survive for long 15 bloody years just because of her continuous supports from Indian Rats and Putin of Russia. As I stated several times in the past, the Rats means regional organized demonic syndicate. This is avatar of the devils who are destabilizing the whole region, the South Asian countries. So why has this been happening? Let us now look into the Indian foreign policies. That would be better to understand where we stand and why the neighboring countries are suffering and cannot establish their proper democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, Indian foreign policy at times seems confusing, possibly due to the incessant interferences of their Rats. We have seen that India has chosen their Sanskritic theme, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, for the G20 summit held in New Delhi on 9 and 10 September 2023, which means the theme, Sanskrit theme means one earth, one family, one future. Indian media, in fact, has been hailing the G20 summit as the winning of the World Cup in diplomacy. Anyway, in fact, the world media did not follow the suit. However, it could be described as a diplomatic victory for Mr. Narendra Modi, who is pushing to increase his country's influence on the world stage and attempting to gain some political edges over the others in his domestic politics. Has this worked well? The theme, Sanskritic theme, does it really mean so in reality? In my mind, it doesn't. Because Mr. Modi has talked about India, Middle East, Europe corridor, connecting Western India, as you can see in the sketch, to Europe, leaving Indian neighboring South Asian countries aside. Mr. Modi has suggested to include African Union as the member of G20. I do appreciate this. It's a very good one. I warmly welcome. But unfortunately, Mr. Modi has totally ignored to include the countries like Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka of South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, widely known as SAARC, which was founded in 1985. But unfortunately, it remained almost ineffective just because of the regional Rats. Surprisingly, ladies and gentlemen, New Delhi's G20 summit has just lamented war in Ukraine, but avoided blaming Russia and made no mention about Putin's crimes. As we know, lamenting war is a fundamental truth, but not blaming the aggressor is tantamount to supporting the aggressor. Mr. Modi has therefore ignored the West's commitment, rather the commitment of the West to defeat Putin, and also the declaration of Munich Security Conference. As we know, India has been the closest friend of Russia, which they generally mean in every sphere of affairs in the international forums. However, they get closer to the West, especially the USA, when they badly need. Like India, Bangladesh Awami League is also following their suit. The then Prime Minister Sheikh Mujibur Rahman had the first visit to Soviet Union on the 1st March 1972, right within 3 months of Bangladesh's independence. Sheikh Hasina's security advisor, Tariq Siddiq, makes frequent visits to Russia. Recently, he attended the Moscow Conference on International Security in 2022 and this year, 2023. We have seen that Mafia Sheikh Hasina regularly expresses her anger on the United States of America. But again, she does not mind of holding their legs once needed. Let us see her few recent comments. She once said, if the West, including the USA, is a friend, it no longer needs an enemy. Her father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, had also expressed the same opinion against the USA in 1972. Mafia Hasina has again said, nurturing murderers is America's business. She also said, it does not matter if you do not go to America, so and so forth. Whereas, she went to the USA and tried to meet the top brasses of the United States of America, but failed. She also tried to save her only son Joy from the corruption charges in the USA. She also failed there. Bangladeshi Moronic Foreign Minister Mr. Momen commented several times that the USA should not speak about the human rights violation of Bangladesh because, in his opinion, the USA tops the human rights violations indicators in the world. Dear Mr. Momen, are you aware that the USA judiciary brings every criminal to justice, including every human right violator, and no crime is ever left unnoticed in the USA? I think you know, even their former President Donald Trump had to be prosecuted, and he was also arrested once. The son of sitting US President Joe Biden is also being prosecuted for his offenses. I think you know these things. These are recent cases. You should consider these factors before you make any comments against any country or anybody. But what about our country? Does it happen in Bangladesh? Is our judiciary working? It doesn't work because the chief administrator, Mafia Hasina, unprecedentedly controls the judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now see what drama Mafia Hasina and her gang tried to stage there at Delhi during the G20 summit. In fact, she could manage to go or to attend the G20 summit in Delhi on 9 September 2023 and also take selfie snaps with the US President Joe Biden. In fact, this all happened, could be managed, rather I say, through her Foreign Minister Momen, then Indian lobbyist, and also Salman F. Rahman, the serial loan defaulter and a deadly predator to Bangladesh's economy. Upon repeated request, the US President consented to take selfie snaps with Sheikh Hasina out of his civility, cultural values, generosity, courtesy, etc. But ridiculously, Mafia Hasina and her Mafia gang tried to hail this selfie session with the US President as their victory in foreign policy. So ridiculous. This is how our de facto and illegal ruler like Mafia Hasina pursue their substandard thoughts and disgracefully unveil their double standard to the world community. We know that Mafia Hasina speaks very high of her development works in the country. In fact, she has been pursuing all mega projects for mega corruptions, most of which are based on loans Therefore, every Bangladeshi citizen owes about taka 200,000. It's terrible indeed, which indicates economic disaster, not development as in rhetoric. The story of Sheikh Hasina's development is nothing but false propaganda. That is nothing in reality. Because in reality, we have seen that take billions of loans, make major projects, most of which are yet to be completed, and siphon billions of money or dollars and carry out massive corruptions. That's what the development she has. And brought the country on the brink of a failed state. We know AFP, Agency France Presse. This agency, the media agency, it is about 200 years old, located in Paris. They conducted investigations and found that hundreds of articles praising Bangladeshi government, mafia government, their policies, apparently by independent experts, which appeared in national and international media. But the authors have questionable credentials, fake photos, and may not even exist. This is how the Mafia Hasina has shown to the world that she is developing. Actually nothing. The whole nation owes billions of dollars, and every individual, as I said before, owes about 200,000 taka. So where are we? This is what is the development this mafia has done. Let us again touch upon a few points on Russia and India. Gentlemen, we know that neighbors of Russia generally feel insecure. All the neighbors. We know during the Soviet era, the Russian tanks, travel around all the neighboring states, like, the genocide in Hungary and other neighboring countries of Russia. Now we are experiencing what Russia is doing in Ukraine. So, the neighbors of Russia always feel insecure, which is evident actually in the history. Therefore, what message we get when we find that our neighbor India openly ignores its neighbors, but at the same time, they unfortunately allow its rods to exploit its neighbors in horrifying scales. And Bangladesh is the worst sufferer in this regard. Recently, the relationship between Canada and India has terribly gone down due to the killing of a Canadian citizen of Indian origin, which is believed to be carried out by the Indian rods. Therefore, in my mind, I would like to say that India should first solve its huge domestic issues and then think of having friendly relationship with its neighbors, which I must say quintessential for India at the moment, before they dream to be one of the world leaders. It is generally said that the USA supported Sheikh Hasina to ascend the state power in 2008 following the military-backed government of 2007. Yes, it was true. But it was the then Indian Foreign Minister and later the President of India, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, who took the advantages of the US President Bush's policy on war on terror by branding Bangladesh as a country of terrorists in the name of Islam. Mr. Pranab Mukherjee has confessed all about his activities in his book involving Bangladesh's political changes, his coordination with the US President Bush, etc. You can see in the screen, the name of the book is The Coalition Years. And if you read page 113, 14, 15, so on and so forth, clearly he has confessed all that he did during that time. Mr. Pranab Mukherjee acted as the chief of the Indian rods to favor Mafia Sheikh Hasina indiscriminately to put her into the state power. During BNP's government from 2001 to 2006, the Indian Rods conducted many terrorist activities inside Bangladesh, such as the serial bomb explosions in 65 districts, 21 August grenade attack, etc., with the connivance of Sheikh Hasina's mafia gang to brand Bangladesh a country of terrorists in the name of Islam. This is how they could convince President Bush of the United States, who was already conducting the war on terror, that Bangladesh is a country of terrorism by the Islamist group. So the responsibility was given to Pranab Mukherjee and the Indian Rods to take Bangladesh's political situation to an extent so that the military government could be brought in, which we know as 111. And thereafter, what all that happening and what all the sufferings the whole nation is undergoing until today, we do realize that. Later on, the USA could realize their mistakes of supporting Sheikh Hasina by being misguided or misled by their own policy on war on terror, as well as the tricks of the Indian Rods in 2007 and 2008. Thereafter, and at the moment, and that's why USA is doing all that they can to restore democracy in Bangladesh as part of their commitment to defend the democracy in the world. The United States of America could understand or realize their mistakes, but unfortunately, Russia and Indian Rods have never changed their mind in supporting Sheikh Hasina, despite knowing about her worst possible and most heinous authoritarian character. And it is very laughable indeed that Mr. Kadir, the General Secretary of Awami League, has said that a compromise has been made with the USA on the table. It is, as I said, it's laughable and completely or absolutely false. Because superpower like USA can never go so down to undermine their commitment to defend the democracy of the world. Let us now see what was the foreign policy of India towards Bangladesh since 1971 until today, and what changes they're attempting to make now at the moment. Let us first see what was there in the past. I give the example of last three High Commissioners, Indian High Commissioners in Bangladesh, Mr. Harshavardhan, Mrs. Riva Ganguly, Mr. Vikram Doraiswamy, etc. Used to attend the Awami League's rallies, meetings, visiting their office, and they regularly praise the Awami League and its leaders. Mr. Vikram has rather gone further ahead. He had a lavish dinner party in the private residence of Anbir Subhan, who is widely known as a rapist and a branded criminal of Bosundara Group. Mr. Doraiswamy even opined that once, if they don't have a friend in Awami League, then they have no friend in Bangladesh. Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, should this be a diplomatic language? How can a diplomat talk like this, supporting a party of the other country? Despite all their undiplomatic behavior, Mr. Harshavardhan and Mr. Vikram Doraiswamy were rather rewarded by giving postings as the ambassador to the United States of America and the High Commissioner to the United Kingdom respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how the Indian Rods works. As I said before, that we are finding some changes in Indian foreign policy towards Bangladesh. Just more than a week ago, the spokesman of India's External Affairs Minister said that their relation is with Bangladesh, with the people, not with any particular party. As I said before, Doraiswamy said, if there is no friend in Awami League, there will be no friend in Bangladesh. They have taken 180-degree turn towards Bangladesh. It's a good news. Very good sign. And it's for the first time that the people of Bangladesh have heard such kind of words from India in last 52 years. Therefore, we hope that they will continue to mean it and withdraw their supports from the Mafia gang, Mafia Hasina, Mafia Tariq Siddiq, so and so forth soon, and consider that they have nothing to do with Bangladesh's elections and internal affairs, etc. At the end, I urge upon the world community to support Bangladesh's mass uprising to topple Mafia Hasina for a new constitution. The mass uprising has already begun today. Mafia's police have already started killing the people in the streets. Police are also shooting at their own men to blame and brand the oppositions as terrorists. Mafia Hasina's helmet goons have also started shooting at the mobs. I have uploaded the written declaration of mass uprising in English in various outlets and added in the description box of this video. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Ameen.